Number 12 on the ballot, the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako.
Did they learn that coups are bad? Only recently, they were in La Côte d'Ivoire and they overthrew the government of Laurent Gbagbo in La Côte d'Ivoire. Didn't they know that coup d'etats were bad then? We have learned some important lessons from them, and we will teach them their own lessons. Who bears the responsibility for the assassination of Patrice Lumumba in the Congo? Patrice Lumumba was not just assassinated. His body was dissolved in acid. His front teeth was taken out. What can be more terrorist than the overthrow, assassination, and dissolution of the body of Patrice Lumumba in acid? These are the people who are talking to us about democracy. These are the people who are teaching us lessons about how to govern ourselves and so on. We refuse to accept these teachings. We will find our own path to development. Comrades, we have been told that in this world today, when you run into crisis, you run to Washington and you go to the International Monetary Fund and you go to the World Bank and they tell you how to get out of crisis. Comrades, who can show one country in the world, not two, not three, not four, one country in the world which has developed because it followed the prescriptions of the World Bank and the IMF? None whatsoever. 18 times since 1966. 18 times since 1966. Today, we are one of the most indebted countries in the world. Today, we need 128% of total national revenue to service debt, pay our debt, and to pay public sector salaries. That is what the IMF and the World Bank have done to us.
Et c'est là où nous sommes arrivés aujourd'hui.
What the IMF and the World Bank have done to us is that they have destroyed all the things that Nkrumah did in order to safeguard our future. Since February 24, 1966, 400 factories built by the Nkrumah government have been totally destroyed. To the extent that today, we import toothpicks and drinking water. All the industries have been destroyed. Those who do not know how death looks like sometimes can look at sleep, and it will teach them a few lessons about death. We've been through it. Since 1983, the Ghanaian national currency has been devalued by 26,000%. Can you bring your head around it? 26,000% is the rate of the devaluation of the Ghanaian cedi since 1966. We would not take that path to destruction. The African people do not want to take that path to destruction. The African people amongst themselves will struggle, will discuss, will find ways of coming out of the senseless poverty that has been imposed upon us by colonialism and by today's colonialism. We are here today to make it plain, to make a very, very loud declaration that we stand with the people of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, and there's no shaking. We are here today to proclaim loudly that the Akuffo Addos and Ouattaras do not speak for us. They speak for themselves and the imperial masters. We speak for ourselves, and we say loudly today that our stand is with the people in the Sahel who have formed the alliance of Sahel states. That's where we stand. All these leaders without exception, all of them, troops to their countries to go and support them in self-correlation. All of them. But when the people reject the neo-colonial order, when the people decide that there should be no foreign military bases on African soil, they come together and they want to fight. They don't fight for our salvation. They don't fight for our ability to grow our own food. They don't fight for our ability to educate their people on the basis of our own culture, on the basis of our own history, and so on. They fight to retain French control over Niger. They fight to retain French control over Burkina Faso and over Mali. They will never succeed. We will not allow them to succeed. Comrades and friends, as we speak, this very moment, the NATO countries have asked 3 countries in West Africa, Ghana, La Côte d'Ivoire, and Benin, to provide them with space to establish drone bases. Now you know that the United States of America had its largest drone base in Niger for many years. How did that benefit the people of Niger? How did that improve the economic conditions of the people of Niger? They are asking for these drone bases in order to prepare to wage war on the innocent people of Niger, to wage war on the innocent people of Burkina Faso. We will not allow it. The resistance against foreign military presence on every African space will continue unabated until final victory is achieved. Listen, drone bases are not set up to produce cassava. Drone bases are not set up to educate our children, to teach them literature, to teach them history, to teach them science, and so on. Drone bases are for killing. They are for war. Our need now is to make sure that our people have access to potable water. Our need now is to make sure that we defeat these senseless jihadists that they support. That is our need. Our need is to use the resources we get from the exploitation of our gold, from the exploitation of our diamonds, from the exploitation of uranium and so on, to build that new Africa, in which every citizen is entitled to clean water, to build that new Africa in which every child can go to school, to build that new Africa in which everybody who can work will have a job. That is our responsibility. And it is because of this responsibility that we insist on waging a full-scale agitation, struggle, and protest against the erection of foreign military bases on African soil. Comrades and friends, I come from Ghana. I come from Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo's Ghana. And I have seen the type of military cooperation agreement that they have signed with the United States of America. Under this agreement, when US soldiers come into our country and they kill the people of Ghana, you cannot take them to court. Under this agreement, when US soldiers come to Ghana and they destroy the property of the Ghanaian people, we cannot take them to court. Under this agreement, US soldiers, when they come to Ghana for operations, use our frequencies for free. Under this agreement, US soldiers can walk in and out of Ghana as if they are walking in and out of their bedrooms. They don't need even passports to enter Ghana. Under this agreement, we have given them 1 out of 3 terminals of our airport for their operations.
peuvent utiliser nos aéroports
This
pour
must stop.
opérations. Et cela
This
doit
must stop.
s'arrêter.
And it will only stop if we mobilize ourselves and if we continue to resist and if we continue to show solidarity with those who are achieving victory in these areas. You, the people of Niger,
Le peuple du Niger,
under the leadership, your current leadership, have managed to dismantle those military bases in your country. And we salute you. And we will learn from it. And we will do the same.
les bases
You are showing us the way. I recall
du pays et moi, je lance un appel.
that on 6 March 1957,
Et je me rappelle également que
when Osadefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah
mars
declared the independence of Ghana,
7, le
he made a profound statement.
j'ai appelé comme une
He said to the world
c'est
that the independence of Ghana
une
is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa.
Ghana n'est possible.
Today, we stand here in this beautiful city of Niamey, the capital of Niger, and we make a similar
Je
declaration.
veux faire une déclaration.
The patriotic revolutions in Niger, Burkina Faso and Mali will be meaningless unless they are linked with the total liberation of the African continent from the clutches of neocolonialism.
Se libère.
Those revolutions
Ces révolutions
Those revolutions will be absolutely meaningless if it doesn't lead to the realization of the aspirations which were expressed in the final resolution of the 5th Congress of the Pan-African movement in Manchester.
et les espoirs
And that is why
africains.
we stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We stand shoulder to shoulder with you because our destinies are linked. Our destinies are inseparable. We will die together or live together. And I believe that we will live together rather than die together. We will live together in victory.
Vivre ensemble et nous allons avoir la victoire.
It has been said many times
C'est que plusieurs fois
that injustice
que l'injustice
anywhere is a threat to all people and so on.
et l'injustice c'est la chose la plus
Injustice,
détestée de tout.
whether it is being committed against the people of the Saudi Arab Democratic Republic, whether it's being committed against the people in the Chagos Islands, whether it's being committed against the people in West Papua, whether it's being committed against the people in Cuba, whether it's being committed against the people in Venezuela, whether it's being committed against any people anywhere, it's an injustice that we have to fight and fight with all of our strength.
Toute l'injustice partout ça se passe dans le monde.
So today,
Et aujourd'hui
from this very platform,
je suis
we proclaim our commitment
et
to ending the genocide in Gaza. And we must make it clear
contre le génocide
that
de
that genocide will not be ended by countries like the United States of America.
et nous savons que
Because what is the difference between the United States of America and Israel? Show me the difference.
est-ce qu'il y a une différence?
All of this are settler colonial apartheid regimes.
Et nous
The
savons
United States killed the Indian population, exterminated the Indian population in order to establish the United States of today.
néocolonialisme. Il n'y a aucune
Australia did the same. All of them did the same. How do you expect them to condemn themselves and to act against themselves? It is impossible. Victory would not come to Palestine. It will not come to Gaza because the United States wants it. Victory will come to Palestine because we stand shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian people and we fight to the very end. We fight for victory. That is how victory will come. Victory would not come to the people of the Saudi Arab Democratic Republic because the United States wanted, it has never wanted liberation of any country. So that is our task. Comrades and friends, the path to African unity is straight. The path to African unity is very clear. The path to African unity is certain. It is a path of resistance against oppression in all its forms. It is the path of resistance against oppression, whether it expresses itself as colonial domination or racism. It is the path to freedom. It is the path to liberty of all peoples, and all the working people of the world will stand up, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, in order to bring about that victory. That victory is inevitable. It is coming. It will come, and we will defeat them. Dear comrades and friends, this afternoon we are trying to find the path to African unity. Let me say from the very onset that there is only one path to African unity and African freedom, and that path is resistance. And when we talk about resistance, we are talking essentially about rejecting the prescriptions of those who enslaved us, the prescriptions of those who colonized us, and the prescriptions of those who seek to dominate us today. That prescriptions are dangerous for our health, they are dangerous for nation building, and dangerous for that rising Africa which will hold its hold in this world. What are the prescriptions they put before us? We have been told time and again that if we want to develop, we have to copy France. We have been told time and again that if we want to develop, we have to copy Britain. We have to copy Germany. We have to copy the United States of America. But that option is simply not available to us, and we have to stop the dreaming. That option is not available to us because the process of accumulation, which led to the current state of development of the Western countries, involved enslaving other people. It involved the transatlantic slave trade. It involved colonizing other people. And it involves today's new colonial exploitation. I'd like to pose this question. Those of us in this room, if we are to follow the example of France, which people can we capture today as slaves to work for us without pay for hundreds of years? That option is simply closed. If you are to follow the example of Britain today, which people are we going to colonize? Which people are we going to colonize if you are to follow the example of Britain? That option is also closed. If you are to follow France, whose people are we going to get and insist that they place all of their foreign reserves in a central bank? That option is also closed. There's only one option before us as African people and as peoples of the world fighting to liberate themselves from capitalism. And that option is self-reliant development in cooperation with other countries like us, other countries which are victims of capitalism and which are victims of imperialism. That is the only option available to us.
The Ghanaian journalist Kwasi Pratt. And if you're a Ghanaian and you are watching, it is important for you to understand these facts that is going on around the world. And when you understand these things, you will understand the vision and the goal of Nana Kwame Bediako and the need to support him with your vote coming December 7th. Because his visions is the only way to emancipate Ghana and Africa from this economic slavery we are facing right now as a country and as a continent. Thank you all so much for watching, and we hope you visit our channel another time as we keep bringing you insightful content on our happenings around the world. Thank you all. Peace out.